Well, hello everybody, and it is a Wednesday evening, and Wendy and I have spent the day working. We've, well, some of you regular viewers might know that we have, over the last few weeks, we've switched our shifts around from the weekends. So we usually did sort of Friday afternoon 3 till 8, and then Saturday 9 till 6 or 7, and then Sunday 9 till 5 ish. Usually ran on a bit later, but those were our normal sort of hours that we did. But it was noted that those were the really, really busy times, and we thought that, well, some people thought that, maybe the shifts could be switched around a bit and we could sort of share the different sort of shift patterns for a couple of reasons. Give everybody a sort of a feel for what the different shifts were like, and indeed to introduce both sets of wardens, us and the other guys, to maybe a different set of clients. Because people that come at weekends might be sort of a different demographic than those that come in the week. And I think that might be sort of true, but not so much. The reasons I think it might be sort of true is that weekends, essentially everybody gets the weekend, right? So our normal sort of working pattern would be Monday to Friday, or even Monday to Saturday, and you'd get sort of Saturday afternoon or Friday through to Monday morning as your sort of weekend break. And that's pretty much how the sort of historical work patterns are going. And I know it's not quite the same these days, and people have a lot more flexibility in the work patterns. I certainly had a lot of flexibility over the last 20 years in how I worked, and when I went to an office or worked from home or took time off, there's a lot of flexibility. Those people that have a more time off during the week are, I think, essentially those people that either have a lot of money and don't work, or they're retired and therefore don't work, or they're on holiday. So those are the sort of three types of people that might come in the midweek or be here for the midweek. And I think there is just a tad of a difference with that sort of client. So a good reason to sort of swap shifts around. So for the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, we're going to sort of go over a 6-week period over this sort of busy summer period where we sort of work the midweeks, and that's why what I've been doing for my sort of daily chores or tasks or work, I've been doing a lot more outside sort of ground maintenance, stuff like that, rather than being in the office or reception doing stuff. So I still do that, but it's amazing how quickly you become sort of unaccustomed to dealing with those sort of people checking in, for example. Oh, I've come to book in, my name's this, and then you sort of, because you haven't done it for a while, you sort of forget what it is you're supposed to do. Oh, right, yeah, get your paperwork out, get a gate fob, and check to see if you owe any money, for when, or all those sort of things. There's a sort of process of checking people in. Well, any of you that are caravanners or motorhomers, you'll know what that process is because you see it from the other side. And certainly any of you that are or have been site wardens, you'll know it from this side of the desk, as it were. So, but you can quickly become sort of out of practice, if you like, you know, because if you don't do it for a few days or a week or 2 weeks, because you've been out doing other things around the site, blooming hell, you know, somebody comes in and says, oh, I booked in, and then you check to see if they, do they owe any money, what pitch are they going on, and so on. There's quite a lot to think about. So, but Wendy been doing all that stuff, and she deals with it superbly well, very practiced. And actually, when I'm out on doing the sort of groundworks, sometimes some people stop me and say, "Oh, who's that? Who's that blonde woman in the office?" And you think, you never know whether they're going to say, "Oh, we love her," or we hate her. But invariably, it has been, "Oh, she's such a lovely person," which makes me feel really good. Makes me feel really proud of her. So that's nice. So well done, Wendy, for that. She won't know. She'll have heard me maybe if she hasn't got her headphones on, but she hardly ever watches these back. But there you go. Anyway, I've said it so the public know how much I appreciate her. So what I've been doing today is, I had a sort of big list of jobs. Strimming mainly. That is with the petrol strimmer. So you have to put on this sort of harness. It's sort of, I was going to say like a straitjacket, but it's not. It's almost like a waistcoat thing. You put on, it sort of straps down and ties around your waist, sort of clips together around your waist, and then you've got it there. And it's got a protector pad down the sort of your right thigh to keep the engine motor away from your skin and so on. But then I've been wearing the ear protectors. I have used it without them, and my word, it is so awful. It doesn't feel very loud when you're doing it, but when you stop doing it, it's like, you know what they say, or when you're banging your head against a brick wall, you start not to notice it, but it's really nice when you stop. It's a bit like that, using that sort of noisy machinery without ear defenders. You don't sort of notice it until you stop, and it's like, oh, that's so, But then, as some of you will know, I have a massive problem and have had for 30 years with tinnitus. That's the ringing in the ears. I have a constant ringing. It's a sort of pulsating ring. Woo, woo, woo is the best I can describe it. But it's a very high pitch ring, and sometimes it gets louder, sometimes it's quieter. But certainly after using the machinery without the ear defenders, it goes through the roof. So clearly a lot of damage being done by that noisy machinery. So I'm glad I've got those. But I've been out sort of strimming around all the... We've got a lot of little bushes, laurel bushes, that are planted maybe 2 foot apart, 2 or 3 foot apart. You can't get a lawnmower in really, because they're too close together and you can't get it in there properly, especially the ride-on one. And you need to use a strimmer to get in there. But behind behind those bushes is a bit where you could get a lawnmower on if you could actually get to it, but you can't. So there's this sort of 2 foot, 3 foot bit of ground behind a set of bushes that you can't get to, but it's all grass unless you go with a strimmer. So I've been doing all of that over one part of the site, and then all the little sort of bollards that are on the lawns, or on the grass, the light bollards and the signage, and you can't get near them with the lawnmower, so you have to go with a strimmer round each one and make sure you don't get the strimmer too close to the thing. I did get, when I first started doing it, I was sort of strimming away down one edge, and the electric electric hookup post is a sort of square plastic post, and I got the strimmer caught on the edge of the concrete bit. I gave it a bit of a push just to get it over that bit, and then it all released, and the whole strimmer went right into the plastic post, and I took a big chunk out of it, which, I owned up to it, of course. I did repair it with a bit of that, it's Gorilla tape. I don't know if you know, it's sort of gaffer tape for gorillas. It's really good stuff. And it was green as well, so it was a nice sort of it's a woody green colour, so it matched in quite well, and it managed to sort of repair it, and that repair is still on. Some 2 months, 3 months later, must be. Anyway, so it's worked well. I can recommend Gorilla Tape for any of your sticky needs. Also, Gorilla Glue is super good as well, but much better than super glue. Well, the super glue that I've been buying. I don't know, I'm rambling a bit, but I would just want to say super glue is a massively good invention. It is, without doubt, one of the best things since they started to slice bread. Although, I quite like the uncut bread. Anyway, more tangents. But super glue is really good, but they can't find anything to put it in that is impervious to the stickage of super glue. What the container needs to be, it needs to have a lid and a spout where you squeeze it out that is impervious to super glue sticking it together. Because once you've used a bit of super glue and you put that lid back on, you ain't getting that lid off again. So almost the glue's wasted. So that's why I bought a load of little tubes. But recently I've used one of those little tubes to glue something together. It was almost blooming useless. So I've vowed never to buy super glue again. However, Gorilla Glue, which for some reason seems to be water activated. You have to put water on the thing that you're going to glue, make it clean, put water on it, then put your glue on, then hold it together. But it's not super glue like instant stick, 5 seconds later it's stuck together. You have to leave it for ages, but once you've glued it, blooming hell, you ain't getting it apart. Really good. Maybe I'll put some links. Maybe I'll put some links in there, down in the description. Anyway, so that's what we've been doing. Apart from the strimming and the mowing, I had the hand mower out today. That was quite good. Did a lot of walking around. Not walking around with the mower, of course, doing the work, not just walking around. And a lot of cleaning of the toilets. One thing I did do today is in the showers, when they've got a sort of a silver metal grid over the shower. It's only about that big, so the drain hole underneath it is about that big, so it goes down, and it's got a little cup in it. I think I might mention this before. It's got a cup which acts as a sort of water trap, so the water goes down the drain into the cup. When the cup fills up, it then spills over the sides and goes down the drain. So, and it's got this other sort of thing that's sealed. So it's got a cup, and it's got a thing that sits inside it that sort of creates that sort of double wall of water, which creates the air trap. But what happens with those is they fill up with sludge, and what the sludge is, it's human body fat mixed with hair and dirt. It's showers. So I've cleaned all the showers out today and washed all those cups and scrubbed them clean. So that was it was a mucky, stinky job, but quite fulfilling, if you like, quite satisfying to know that you've cleaned all those out. Well, I only did the men's showers, not enough time to do the others, but maybe I'll get to those tomorrow and clean all those ladies' showers out. What I find is the ladies' showers can get clogged up more. And the reason is not because they're dirty. All the ladies coming here are more dirty than the men. No. I think that they're the same level of cleanliness the whole way through. But generally, the ladies have longer hair. And that's one of the things. The hair falls out. And that's the main content of the sludge. It's all hair mixed up with, all the gunk that you wash off of your body every day. So anyway, that's enough of that. Got you feeling yucky for the end of the video. I'm going to say good night. Wendy's already got to bed. We've done our final jobs for the day, and we're feeling good. Yeah. So that's it for today. Apart from just to mention, I did have a comment come through on the 5-meter gas pipe and the grilling the bacon from somebody. I won't mention her name. You can go and find it if you want to read it and my response. But she did say that she found the video tedious. 15, and her phrase was, it didn't need 15 minutes of tedium, which I thought was hilarious. So, but if you're listening to this, which I hope you are, you, the person that made that comment, I do hope you are not too bored with this set of ramblings from one half of the Happy Travellers. Anyway, that's it. It really is. Good night, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care till then. Bye-bye for now.